Earth, Travelers of the Night, and StreamYard Doug. What is going on? I am TJ, aka Flash by Night, and I'm doing what a lot of people are doing today. I am going live to show off what I picked up. If my eye will stop itching, what I picked up for New Comic Book Day. Um, I am basically going to show my New Comic Book Day books, plus a few books I picked up throughout the last couple of weeks. I didn't do a New Comic Book Day video last week, and I didn't do one this week because I knew I was going out Saturday, and I was kind of busy throughout the week, so I didn't make it to my shop. So we're going to roll out a few books I've gotten and a couple of books that have actually taken me a little while to get to. But first, I want to recognize a couple of people who have already stopped in the chat. X11 Bravo, what is going on? Thank you for stopping by with the popcorn. Southern Comic Geek peeking in here. I believe they may already be finished, but I think he had an auction going on today. They usually have one on Saturdays. They get together, have a lot of fun, sling some relatively cheap books. So if they're through this week, check them out next Saturday, and check out Southern Comic Geek everywhere. He has a link tree a mile long. Check him out wherever you can find him. And Digger Jim, how are we doing? Thank you for stopping by. Digger Jim, of course, I've not talked to that many times, but I think he's a pretty nice guy, good guy in the community. He and Brother John, and I believe Digger Jim also gets into treasure hunting of some sorts. So thanks for stopping by, Jim. But what I want to do, like I said earlier, is to basically show off my New Comic Book Day books and books I picked up for my free Comic Book Day books and books I picked up for New Comic Book Day. So I guess we'll start off with the free ones. First book, Dark Crisis Special Edition. Of course, you know, we're on the heels of the death of the Justice League, which I need to read still. I have it. In fact, it's going to come up later. But I have Death of the Justice League, and that leads into this Dark Crisis. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. I'm not sure what to expect because we've never, that I know of, lost all of the main heroes before a crisis started. So we'll see what we're in for. Next book I have is a Judgment Day Prelude. I think it's a Judgment Day Prelude with the X-Men, Avengers, and Eternals. I want to check this out and see if this free Comic Book Day book, you know, gets me at least a little bit excited, because I'm not sure. I'm not invested in either one of these teams right now, even though I said I was going to check out Eternals after the movie, because not everybody dug the movie. I dug the movie. I know the movie wasn't perfect. I know it had its flaws, but I am pretty easygoing on movies. If you give me a good concept and get me somewhere, show me some things, give me a little fun, I'm pretty forgiving. So I did enjoy Eternals, and I wanted to read Eternals, but then I fell behind. So we're gonna check this book out and see if they can pull me in and make me care about what's going on with these three teams. Here is a kind of an old school themed book that I'm going to read and see if it makes me want to check out any of the other books in the series, or maybe there's a new series coming up. We'll see what they say. In Street Fighter Masters, Blanca. Well, I don't know if it's named Blanca. Blanca's name is down here. I don't know if that's part of the title or not. But so I don't think I told a lot of people in the community. I don't video game anymore. But back in my heyday, fighting games were my big thing. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, uh, what was that? Time Killers, King of Fighters, all of those fighting games. I wasted quarter upon quarter, and one of the guys who took most of my quarters actually talked me into becoming an accountant years later. So we're going to read Street Fighter and see if there's anything going on in the world of Street Fighter that I want to check out later on. And if you have visited, let's see, missed that Judgment Day. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's in it. I have vague interest in all three teams that are part of that whole Judgment Day thing, but I don't have. I guess I don't have book invested interest, if that makes sense. We'll have to check it out and see. Yeah, I don't blame you. I haven't upgraded my gaming system since the PS3, and even towards the end of that, it was kind of collecting dust. I basically got back into gaming a little later. I won't say later in life. No, I'm not 80, but I got into gaming got back in maybe around my mid to late 20s, because I had friends who were playing the WWE wrestling game like on a weekly basis on Fridays, and so I'd play with them. But then we stopped. Then we kind of stopped playing and kind of did the adult thing, and yeah, I hadn't really been gaming ever since then. Swacking sweaty. Try hard right now. Am I missing something? What is that? What is that? Key me in. I feel like something's going over my head, which is not really hard. Oh, we got TM Nerdy in the house. Happy Free Comic Book Day and Station. And I just dropped my comic book. Hold on. There we go. You got to see more of my gray hair. All right, so next book I have, and if you've been to the channel a couple of times in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, you're not surprised that I picked up Bunny Mask Tales. So it doesn't have an issue number, but yeah, Bunny Mask Tales from Aftershock. I am a big proponent of Bunny Mask, even though, as I tell people all the time, half the time I don't know what's going on in Bunny Mask. It's interesting and intriguing, and I want to go back and read it. I want to understand it, even though I don't understand half the time what's going on in Bunny Mask. But we had to grab Bunny Mask Tales. I think New Comic Book Day this week, the actual #1 for the new Bunny Mask series comes out. So we're going to pick that up, of course. But Bunny Mask Tales, there we go. TM. Yeah, I think Bunny Mask is kind of you know, you have to have a particular taste. I don't know what that says about me. It's kind of out there, and some people get it, some people don't. Some people were interested, but then the book didn't 100% make sense, so people kind of fell out of Bunny Mask. But I am holding on and seeing where this sickness takes me. If you've been reading Bunny Mask, you know what the sickness is. Let's see. All right, I'm getting the education. Shocking equals killing. Sweaty running and gunning fools in the game. Tryhards, people who take the game too seriously. So you are killing, running, and gunning fools who take the game too seriously. I got you. I agree. Go out there. Go out and get them. Go out and schwack some more. All right. And my last book for New Comic Book Day, let me grab 5. I grabbed the one that I asked him to I asked the volunteer at the store, because I think one person basically runs my store, Capital Comics. But he has some friends and some volunteers to come over and kind of help him for New Comic Book Day. And I asked one of the guys to recommend something to me or point something out different. Like, I didn't really want anything for my fifth book that I recognized on the table. He tried to put me in the direction of Doctor Who, which I don't know a whole lot about Doctor Who, but I passed on Doctor Who. I saw a few more books. I passed on Barbaric because I believe it's just a reprint, and I have issues 1 through 3 of Barbaric, and I still have not read it. I'm going to get run out of the community for that. But I asked him to show me something that I hadn't seen. And so I have this book from Source Point Press, The Winchester Mystery House, The 100-Year Curse. Whatever the 100-Year Curse is, I have no clue, but it is, and I'm guessing maybe Winchester Mystery House, maybe like Source Point Press's horror imprint. I'm not sure, but we got the 100-Year Curse. I have no idea what's in this book, but like I said, I asked the volunteer to kind of point me to something different that I was going to try and enjoy. Oh, let's see who we got. We got Cole's Comic Claims in the house. How are we doing? Let's see. Bombed didn't go to Free Comic Book Day today. Let's see. LCS owners set me 3 aside. Maybe. Let's see. TMNT, buying Orchard, and Amazing Spidey for my daughter. All right. Well, I'm glad you're LCS owner. Understood, kind of held things for you. It's always good when the LCS and LCS owner, does good for the customer, and vice versa. Always good for the customer to do things for the LCS, and it makes a good environment, makes for a good experience for everybody. Let's see. Source Point Press is pretty much all horror books, but that is a real house, and it's wonky. It's all wonky. Okay, we'll check it out. We will check it out. Let's see. He's probably doing more, but I wanted people to be able to go get them. I more so wanted to go with my daughter to have fun. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure y'all will find time. Maybe. I'm not sure if you had certain activities set up. Kind of hate when you kind of gotta miss that kind of stuff for I'm guessing real life stuff. Real life stuff kind of sucks sometimes because you can't have the fun. Let's see. Source Point Press is in Michigan, where I'm from, but on the opposite side. Okay. And I believe, I'll have to look it up later, but I believe Source Point Press may have been started by a Marine Corps vet. I believe I saw that. If not them, then one of the other smaller independent publishers. But I believe Source Point Press is run by a Marine Corps vet, which always sticks out to me. All right, so I'm going to get to my new comic book day books for this week, which I don't have many. I have 3, and then I have a couple from last week. Well, a few from last week, actually. But first up, Transformers Best of Hot Rod. Now, you see what I have in the corner over here. That is Optimus Prime. This guy, I'm still trying to get over having Optimus Prime killed because he was overzealous. I'm still working on that. Thanks to Fable. Fable has talked me off the ledge and told me that I should try to get over it and give Hot Rod a chance. So we're giving Hot Rod a chance with the Best of Hot Rod. I now have the Best of Optimus Prime, Best of Megatron, and Best of Hot Rod. So I'm interested in what's next for this Best of series, if there's a next. I'm betting that the next Best of will probably be Best of Bumblebee. I'm surprised it wasn't third. But maybe we'll get a Best of Starscream. That would be great. Next book for this new comic book day is Nubia Coronation Special, issue number 1. Now, truth be told, I really grabbed this book for this David Mack cover because these David Mack covers always jump out at me. They're always great. I have a few of them. But I'm going to give this a read, give this a shot. Nubia, I've read a couple of the books, of the recent Amazon books with Nubia in it, and they're good books, but they read really regally. I don't know if that's what I'm trying to say, but it's not as much action as it always seems to be. Kind of sitting around and talking about Themysciran government, Amazon diplomacy things, and all that's well and good. But I never seem to jump into a book where we get to the superhero of it all, which is bad for me because I'm usually the person who says that I don't need all of the superhero stuff if you give me good stories and give me good characters. But I need some action out of some of these Amazonian books. The Nubias, the Wonder Womans, I am blanking on the new Wonder Girl that everybody loves. Her book was pretty good, but it got canceled. Hopefully they'll give her another shot pretty soon. But all in all, either Nubia is good and it's a good read. It may make me want to jump on some more Wonder Woman Amazon type books, or Nubia does the whole diplomacy thing, and I still have this great David Mack cover. Let's see. That probably goes. Did I hide a comment? There we go. They'll probably go Starscream or Soundwave. I don't hate the idea of going Soundwave. Soundwave superior, Constructicons inferior, if you know what I mean. Autobot, Decepticon, Autobot, Decepticon. I can get with that. I can dig it. I think I'd like either Starscream or Soundwave. Roscoe, what is going on, sir? How are we doing? Thank you for stopping by. Roscoe in the house. I missed. I believe Roscoe was on the hunt on Tony Sanders' channel last night. I had to catch the rewind. I hope everything went well. So basically, it's a lot of the Krakoa era of X-Men books, but less interesting political drama. Ricardo, first, thanks for stopping by, but I'm not sure. I jumped out of the X-Men. I tried to jump into the X-Men. I've never read X-Men books. I'm fairly new to comics on a general basis. But I wanted to jump into the X-Men books at the beginning of the Hickman era, but I noticed that if I can't have all of the books with all of sorry about that, but I noticed if I can't have all of the books, I don't feel good reading one or two of them. I feel like I need to know the whole story. And so I stopped reading the books. They sound pretty good. People who read them and like them are really excited about what they're doing. And it's a good concept. They basically have their own country, and they're kind of outdoing what countries do, in my opinion. I did try out X Corp, which I thought I would like. I thought X Corp would be in my wheelhouse, but X Corp was too business and corporate jargon even for me. But I don't know. It's I don't know. I've tried a couple of the, like I said, I tried Nubia #1, the last one, and I tried Trial of the Amazons issue #1, and both of them were kind of politics and diplomacy. I'll tell you what, there is one, and then I'll move on in a second. But there is one group of Amazons who I'd like to have a book, but I'm not sure if they'll ever get a book. And I forget the name of the group, but they like left Themyscira a long time ago. Wants to go out on their own. They're less likely to be regal, and they're kind of rough around the edges type Amazons. I like them. I'd love for them to have a book, but I'm pretty sure they'll be the last group to actually get a book. I don't know. Let's see who else has stopped by. Let's see. Source Point Press is not marine based. I don't think. I tried to figure out which company it is, but I couldn't come up with it. I'll look around. There's one small publisher whose founder, whose owner is a Marine Corps vet. I was listening to a interview one early morning, maybe a year or so ago, and so it may have been too early. I don't know. But thanks for looking out, though. So we got everybody shouting everybody out. Spoiler alert. Roscoe won. All right. I won't call it trash. I'm hesitant to call anything trash, but it was very, very corporate. And like the first issue, like the end, I think hooked me. But then I checked out the second issue, and it was even more corporate and even more corporate talk. And Archangel, or I guess Angel at the time, negotiating, and Multiple Man is like their pharmaceutical guy, and he's like working this whole laboratory by himself because he's Multiple Man. Yeah, I don't know. I may go back and actually read it. Maybe if it comes on sale on Comixology or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. I understand the feeling because I had to stop reading X-Men a good 6-7 months ago. Force myself to read just so I can be caught up. Yeah, and see that, and that's the thing. Even though I don't do as much accounting nowadays because they have me kind of doing the jack of all trades thing at work. I am an accountant, so like business things are in my wheelhouse. I understood what he was trying to do, corporate takeovers and all this good stuff. But something about the book itself didn't even jive with me. And like I said, I'm a corporate type. Well, I'm not a corporate type guy, but I'm a business type guy. That's kind of my wheelhouse. But it just didn't do it. All right, so my last New Comic Book Day book this week, because I only have 3 actual New Comic Book Day books, is Metal Society, issue #1 from Image and Top Cow. I'm guessing Top Cow is another imprint within Image, kind of like what's the other Image imprint? Y'all help me out. Is it Robert? Does Robert Kirkman have his own imprint on Image? I forget who. I forget the name of the other imprint, but I believe Top Cow is another imprint of Image Comics. But anyway, Metal Society is like some futuristic story that I gather where like humanity has done itself in. We've done whatever. Skybound. Let's see. Sleepy Reader, what is going on? Oh, we have people dropping in. Hey, oh, Nick's Kicks and Comics, what's going on? All right, yeah. So Skybound. Skybound is the other image imprint. Thanks everybody. So Metal Society is supposedly a story where the human race has gone extinct pretty much, and robots now run the place, but robots want to bring humans back, I guess Matrix style almost, and have them do all the menial work and task and everything. And then we end up having a boxing showdown between mankind and robot kind to see who is worthy of survival or however that goes. Now I've seen a couple of people like it. Nick Comic Culture, I think, liked it, and Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers, he liked it. So I'm assuming that it is really a really good book. So we'll pop in. We'll see what's in it. Next book I got is back issue from last week. Well, actually, the next few books, back issues from last week. We've got Saga, issue number 58. I'm still trying to get into Saga, despite not having read until issue number 55. So we'll see how this goes. I know Saga is a favorite of a lot of us out there. And then I have Naomi, season 2, issue number 2. I have not even read Naomi season 2, issue number 1 yet. I hadn't got around to it. There's a lot of I haven't read going on in my house right now, I gotta tell you. But we'll see what's going on with Naomi. Let's see. All right, so there is a Shadow line headed up by Jim Valentino, Skybound by Kirkman, and Silvestri's Top Cow. Look at TM Nerdy with the knowledge. Y'all check out TM Nerdy too. He does his chatting with the comic community, I believe, around 5 Central, 6 Eastern, maybe, on New Comic Book Day. And also he does, Thursday or Friday, I don't know, one day during the week, he does a top 5 upcoming independent book show. So he has the independent knowledge. Next book I have is not a book from last week, but it is a book that I'm surprised was on the shelf. I actually gave this book away in my 300 subscriber giveaway, and it came back to me. Moon Knight issue number 1, the white Delano variant. I say white Delano variant because there is a Moon Knight number 1 black Delano variant also. But yeah, this one I gave away, came back to me. You know what they say about if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. And so it came back. Let's see what else I have here that I picked up. These I picked up last week but didn't get to show them off. Star Wars Crimson Reign issue number 4, and I grabbed it because his insignia isn't on here like usual, but this is a Clayton Crane cover, and I'm grabbing, when I can find them, I'm grabbing all of these Star Wars Crimson Reign Clayton Crane covers because you don't get a whole lot of cover price Clayton Crane books, so I grab them when I see them. Let's see. All right, thank you for stopping by, Cole. I appreciate it. Go and do important things and be great and all that good stuff. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see. Next book I got is Thor 24. But I haven't seen many people that picked up the Alex Maleev cover. So this is Thor 24, legacy number 750. Of course, we have the spoiler alert for anybody who hadn't read. We have the funeral for Odin, who died during the God of Hammer story. Even though I'm not sure why it's a funeral for Odin. Well, I mean, I know why, but there's a thing going on with Odin, and he may not really need a funeral. But anyway, I grabbed this Alex and Lee cover. Pretty good cover. Pretty good book. Next, I have Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1. I wanted to grab the Gleason cover. I know everybody's not still a fan of Gleason. You know, he kind of wore out his welcome with some collectors, but I am still riding with him. I really do like this cover. He's got a Hobgoblin one coming out soon. And there is a Green Goblin one that was strictly an exclusive that I didn't get, but now I'm feeling the FOMO for, because it's Green Goblin on a green cover, webhead style. But towards the bottom, you see hanging down, dangling from a little web. You see who I assume is Gwen Stacy. So if you happen to be out and about to see that, if you happen to see it at a good price, go ahead and grab it. Because like I've seen the trade dress version of that Green Goblin one for like $50 on eBay, and it was nowhere near that when he sold it on his website. But I imagine it didn't last long. I think we all know what this is. Death of the Justice League. I have not popped this open yet, but we will sooner or later. Like I said, we've got a lot of catching up to do around here. But I am interested in what they're going to do with the Death of the Justice League. Like I said, the Dark Crisis to me is really interesting because I don't think DC has ever wiped all of their heroes, well, their main heroes, off the board before a crisis. So we'll see what happens, see what they come up with. Death of the Justice League. Next book, one of the community's favorites, Dark Knights of Steel, issue number 6. Of course, this is that Game of Thrones style story with your favorite DC heroes. And some are different, some are the same. Some have similar characteristics to their main counterparts, but maybe they act differently because they're in a different environment, different setup or whatever. We have these 3 houses: the House of Storms, led by Black Lightning, then the House of El, and the Amazonians. We'll see what happens. That was kind of a shocking ending to the last issue. I feel like I know where that's going in particular, so we'll see. All right, Roscoe, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for stopping by. You have a good day. Favorite indeed. Yeah, that's Tom Taylor doing what he does, getting to play kind of outside of the sandbox. You can tell some guys who love to play outside of the sandbox. Dark Knights of Steel and other stories he's written is kind of why I was a little sour on Dark Ages only being 6 issues. I feel like that wasn't his call. Maybe that was a Marvel call, because it felt really rushed, and I haven't seen Tom Taylor do a 6-issue series for one of these Elseworlds tales. So I feel like that was kind of their mandate more than he is. But it is what it is. Next book up, Transformers War's End, issue number 3. We are coming close to the end, I think, of IDW's run on Transformers, and maybe the end of their license with Transformers. So we're gonna check it out, see what happens. This character, Exacron, also nicknamed the Threefold Spark, who started the last Cybertronian war, like comes back to life or whatever, and he's starting another war now. I believe this whole thing is leading up to what we know as Transformers fans, when the Decepticons and Autobots end up coming to Earth. But we'll see what happens at the end of this story. I'm kind of behind on my Transformers, but I'm grabbing it, and sooner or later I sit down and kind of breeze through it all, see what the IDW has, see how they end their story and their run on Transformers. All right, next few books are books I got from Whatnot. Let's see. I think you're right. Tom Taylor is more of a 12-issue guy. Yeah, I don't understand how or why they stuffed Dark Ages into 6 issues. That seemed off the beaten path, and I liked a lot. I liked a lot of the things they set up. I liked what they did with Apocalypse and and how they put him in power. I liked how who he used to get power. They could have used a whole issue just for the Miles Carnage Venom symbiote thing. Like it happened just like that. I'm like, why? 100% agree, Ricardo. All right, so next book I have, next 4 books actually, are, and I don't think he's still here, is from Southern Comic Geeks Whatnot sale, maybe a week and a half ago. Wheelchair Superhero, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it very, very much. So first book I have from that sale is Hell Arisen issue number 3, the second print, first punchline. I grabbed it just because it wasn't a lot. It was less than 10. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but I grabbed it just in case punchline decides to become something sooner or later. Not much invested in it, so if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Mark Spector, Moon Knight, issue number 7. What is it? This is it, Zombie Saturday Night. This was also at a good price, and I don't have this issue. For those who don't know, I have been, while the Moon Knight thing was hot, I've been still trying to get my Moon Knight books without paying what I call the Moon Knight tax. And so this came in handy, along with Mark Spector Moon Knight issue number 8. I'm always on my Moon Knight kick. Always, always, always. Do not be deterred. And last book from, wait a minute, Chop and Drop dropped in. How are you doing? Happy Free Comic Book Day. Thank you for stopping by. Well, yeah. So last book I have is not a book I usually collect, not a book I usually buy. I know nothing about Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, but I do know a Howard the Duck cover when I see one. So we grabbed this cover because Howard the Duck. How could you not? Last couple of books I have came from the Whatnot sale from Taylor Winder, and I've actually had these for a while. I've had these so long that the 4 books I had became 2. 2 I gave away in my a couple of my Whatnot sales as giveaways. But I have Excalibur issue number 15. This variant with Rogue on it with the cards. Of course, the card signifying that Gambit is somewhere nearby. And this next book, I don't even know what issue it is. I have to look at the back because it's a virgin cover. And it is issue number 12. Yeah. It is Excalibur issue number 12. And I believe this is Kale New, I believe, with Gambit and Rogue on the cover. Like I said, I had another Rogue cover and I had a Psylocke cover, but both of those went out in giveaways on Whatnot. But that's my last book I have for my haul. Let me go over some of the highlights for anybody who was not here. Right. And let me tell you, I'm not sure, now that I've read the synopsis, I'm not sure if I'm going to grab that new Gambit book because it's one of those books that are, like Marvel's right now is doing a lot of books that are not in continuity. They're not necessarily Elseworlds books, but they're characters we know, but they're not current stories. So the Gambit book that's coming out sooner or later is actually from when he and Storm were young, and somehow he's pulling off some kind of job or whatever, or he helps Storm out of a jam. I forget how it works. I'm not sure if I'm going to grab it, but I do as an X-Men cartoon fan. Like my favorite was always Gambit. So just having Gambit on the cover, looking all bad with Rogue, yeah. All right, so just to go back over my new comic book day books, we have this Winchester Mystery House 100-Year Curse. I feel like they haven't said if it's going to be a mini or an ongoing, but I feel like it's going to be a mini. Maybe feels like it may be 12 issues just to tell a story from some oblivious time in their history. But they're kind of doing the same thing with the Silver Surfer Rebirth book. Sleepy Reader, thank you for hanging out, sir. I will catch you down the road. But they're kind of doing the same thing with the Silver Surfer Rebirth and like the Wolverine patch book and the Venom Lethal Protector book, where they're not necessarily in continuity, but they're not Elseworlds. They're just a tale from some time in the past, just to write a good classic sounding story, which is not a bad strategy, because you do have a lot of readers who want to read the older style stories and who want to read the characters as they were when they were younger, or when they were biggest into comics or whatever. And then you have people who enjoy the current continuity and where the characters are now. So they're kind of double dipping with some of these books, writing some of these books with characters that aren't in continuity, but they are the same characters that you remember from 10, 15, 25 years ago, what have you. All right, let's see. Next new comic book day book, of course, Bunny Mask. If you've been hanging out with me, you know I love Bunny Mask. Even though I don't understand Bunny Mask all the time, I still love it. There's something wrong with me. We're going to scratch this Street Fighter itch with Street Fighter Masters Blanca. And like I said, I don't know if Blanca's actually in the title, but it's on the cover, so we'll include it in the title. And I really want to see if they can point me in the direction of some good Street Fighter material. I wouldn't mind, if the writer is good, checking out some Street Fighter. Fourth and second to last, Judgment Day. Checking out what the Avengers and X-Men and Eternals are all fighting about, and eventually, if normal storytelling takes place, eventually it'll be a book where all three teams get together and fight some super threat after they realize what's going on. And maybe somebody loses a member during the fight. Who knows? But we'll check this out and see if I want to invest in that event later on. And of course, Dark Crisis, the special edition. I'm really, really interested in what they're going to try and do with this. If you know me, you probably know I trust Joshua Williamson a whole lot. That is had to go dig through a dumpster. I don't even want to know. That kind of reminds me of back when I worked at McDonald's when I was 16, 17. Yeah. Yep. You got to go get those. Got to suck it up, Buttercup. Go get those glasses. But when I was 16, 17, I worked at McDonald's for my first job, and we compiled more trash than the trash day pickups allowed. So whenever the trash started to run over in the dumpster, they would have one of us go and get a little ladder and jump into the dumpster and stomp it down. I don't know how hygienic that is. I don't know if we were supposed to. We always came in and washed our hands and washed up pretty good. But I don't know if you want to know that the guy that's getting your fries or ringing you up just came out of the dumpster like 10 minutes ago. Wait, which DC cover are you talking about? The Dark Crisis cover? Like so I'm really interested in what they're gonna do with this, because they basically sidelined all of their main heroes in the Justice League, all of the guys and gals who usually come up with the ideas and who usually find the power to defeat whatever the menace is of the crisis. Yeah, all of them are off the table. So I want to know what they are going to do, how they're going to wrap it up. Yara Flor. I was trying to remember Yara Flor's name like 30 minutes ago, but yeah, I want to see what they're going to do to make this happen. And I trust Joshua Williamson because his Flash run cemented my foray into comics. And so we'll read and see what he has. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Let's see. Hopefully the threat they have to fight together isn't a former hero like in X-Men, Avengers versus X-Men. I did not read Avengers versus X-Men. What happened in Avengers versus X-Men? If you're still around, Ricardo. While I am waiting to see if Ricardo is still around, because like I said, I didn't read Avengers versus X-Men. I know, it rubbed some fans the wrong way. Some liked it, some didn't. I think that happens in every book. But yeah, so we'll wrap it up here. I just wanted to come on, show some books. We are 49 minutes in. That is at least 25 minutes longer than I thought I was going to be. So I appreciate y'all sticking around with me. But I'm going to try and do a Moon Knight issue, episode 6 review, kind of a pro-con kind of thing. See if I can work on my timing and give some overall thoughts on the series. I don't look back at it as negatively as some people, I guess you could say. It had its flaws, it had its ups and downs, but it I think it served the character pretty well. So we'll talk about that sometime in the near future. Let's see. Cyclops was made into the Dark Phoenix after he killed Xavier, and X-Men just had to stop him. Okay. I think I remember hearing Cyclops becoming the Phoenix. And I think I want to say like we end up having 5 Phoenixes, something crazy like that. And right now, I think I think Echo is the Phoenix right now. I'm not sure what they're doing with her. I dipped into Avengers for a little while for the Age of Kashi story because of course Moon Knight, but then I dipped back out. Anyway, y'all, let me get out of here. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Um, yeah, now we do. Love each other. Love yourselves. That was backwards. And I will be back in a flash.